Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. And if you're here in Kentucky, it is super cold and icy, and we're going to fire it up a little bit this morning. So today is all about building strength. But remember, this is your practice, so feel free to leave out anything that doesn't serve you this morning. If you have yoga blocks, you may want to grab them, but it is not necessary. You can totally do this without any additional tools at all. So let me get back to my mat and we'll get started. Go ahead and take a comfortable seat. So whatever that may look like for you this morning, you could start crisscross with your legs. You could have your legs straight out in front of you. You could even start just sitting in more of a hero's pose, so on your knees. And as we start every yoga practice this morning, we're just going to start with a little bit of centering and a little bit of breath work. So finding that easy seat, letting the lower part of your body start to soften. And then start to close your eyes or just gaze down at the floor. And just begin to notice the rhythm of your breath. Then we're going to shift our attention right into our belly. So right in the belly space, you may even want to put your hand on your ribs. And we're going to take a big deep breath so that you can feel your rib cage expand in all directions. And then slowly exhale, feeling the ribs collapse. And let's just take a few more of these. Big inhale, breathing 360 degrees. And slowly exhaling. One more time. Big breath in. Slow breath out. So connecting with our breath is an easy way to connect to ourselves. All right, you can release your hands. And we're going to switch the breath up to a little bit more of an energizing breath this morning, since we're working to build a little heat in our body. So you're going to breathe in through your nose. And then I want you to just take a quick out your mouth. So in through your nose and out your mouth. We're going to do a few of these. Now, just return back to your normal breath, and you may notice that you start to feel a little bit of energy generate in your body. Take your palms together, start to rub your hands together really quickly. Feel all that heat that you have inside of you start to come into your hands. And then we're just going to take your hands, we're going to lay them on your eyes, the palms on your eyes. Breathe in, feel that beautiful heat. It's a great little strategy if you've been looking at the computer for a long time, or if you're just feeling cold. Then release your hands. Next exhale, drop your chin to your chest. And inhale, look up toward the sky. And just a couple of these, waking up the neck. Tilt it down, lift the chin up. Good. And then coming back to center, let's take the right ear over toward the right shoulder. You might even let the left fingertips kind of trail off to the side. And then back to center, take the left ear over the left shoulder, and then let that right hand trail off to the side. Just want to stretch a little bit before we start some intense movement. Good. and then back to center. Take your arms out wide, give yourself a big hug this morning. Gently pull your shoulders forward. Maybe tuck your chin to your chest. Notice which arm's on top. We're going to switch. Take the arms out to a T. Cross the other arm on top. Give yourself a big warm hug this morning. Breathe into the back of your shoulders. And release. Just roll your shoulders up and back, and in the other direction. All right, let's come on to hands and knees. I'm going to set up in a neutral table. So wrists and shoulders line up with each other. Knees are under the hips, belly engaged. So the belly button pulls a little bit toward the spine. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, cow pose. And exhale, push the floor away, round the shoulders, cat pose. Inhale, heart comes forward, belly drops, lift, cow pose. And exhale, round the shoulders, tuck the chin and the tail, cat pose. Coming back to cow pose. And then cat pose. And just noticing how your spine's feeling. Where does it feel a little sticky as you move back and forth between cow and cat? Where does it feel spacious? You might even do a little rock from side to side. Good. And then we're just going to bring the big toes together, send the knees wide apart, stretch your fingertips straight out in front of you, letting your head fall toward the ground, coming into a child's pose. We're going to keep our hands pretty active, just waking up the shoulders, the arms, stretching all the way down to the hips. Nice. Inhale, lift back up. Now I'm going to have you keep your hands out in front of you, but go ahead and bring your knees back together. So we're going to come into puppy pose. We're going to keep the hips lifted, and we're just going to start to let the chest sink toward the ground. So it's kind of like a child's pose with your booty in the air. You just let the forehead come back to the earth, or maybe it rests on a block. This is good to really stretch out those shoulders. Nice. And inhale. Lift back up and go ahead and set yourself up in a neutral tabletop. And then let's go ahead, take your right foot behind you, press into your foot, and then we're going to open up to the side. So the left hand's going to come into center, and you're just going to open up to the side. So it's like this little, hang on, let's come back to table. I did that wrong. Just come back to table and let's re-enter that. So take your right toes behind you. Let your left knee kick out to the side a little bit and then open up. There you go. That feels a little more like a extended side angle. I'll turn this way so you can see what it looks like. Kind of like that. Cannot get this right this morning. All right. Then from here, just go ahead and start to lift that back leg. So we're just going to lift and lower. Maybe if I come out like this, you can see. Lift and lower. Just like that. There we go. Only got it set up correctly. Good. Keep going. Getting strength in those outer glutes. Nice. All right. Let's take our hands back to the front. And we're just going to walk our hands back so that we're sitting up just like this. Inhale, lift your left arm up and over. Nice. A little side stretch. Now all we're going to do here is we're going to switch. We're going to take the left arm to the ground, bring the right hand behind you, and then lift up and switch. And we'll just keep going back and forth. We're getting into that side body, building a little strength. Good. Can we go 2 more? You might be feeling it in your left side. Last one. And up and over. Good. Let's bring both hands right out in front of you, and then bring that right knee down to the floor. Let's take the left foot behind you. And then we're just going to open up in the other direction. So let me turn to the side so you can see me. This is tough. So the left toes go behind. Go this way. The left toes go behind. Right hand comes into center, and you're just going to open up. There you go. Then from here, we're just going to lift and lower that left leg. You can always bring your top hand down to your hip if your shoulder prefers that. So building strength in these outer hips helps with balancing. It will help with some low back pain. Good to have that outer hip strong. Keep going. And last one. Nice. Now from here, we're going to bring our hands back down to the front. Or in front of us. Walk yourself back so that you're sitting up on your right knee and your left leg is out to the side. And then we're going to reach the right arm up and over. Good. And we're going to switch it out, tap the fingertips, and then up and over. Getting into the side of the body. Nice. Keep going. So this helps when you're trying to lift those grocery bags out of the car or up off the floor. Having good strength to the side body. And we'll go just a couple more. Nice. Last one. Fabulous. Let's go ahead. Bring our hands back to the ground. Knees are going to come down. We're going to go to downward dog. So sit your hands about a hand step in front of you. Curl your toes under. Shift your hips up toward the sky. And we'll come into a down dog. Now, you might pedal your knees. Your hamstrings need a little extra love this morning. There you go. And then take a look up at your hands. Bend your knees and take as many steps as you need to walk yourself forward. And then inhale, half lift. So bring your fingertips to your shin. And exhale, lower. Again, inhale, half lift. And exhale, lower. So your fingertips certainly do not have to come to the floor. They're just reaching toward the floor. All right, everybody, let's reverse swan dive. Inhale, circle sweep your arms out, up, and around. And exhale, hands to heart. You're starting to feel a little bit of heat. All right, let's take a few handstand salutations. Again, this is just a great way to generate some heat in your body. Inhale, arm circle sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Good. Exhale, fingertips toward the floor. Inhale, circle sweep your arms out up to the sky. Palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale, arm circle sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle sweep your arms out, up, and around. And exhale, hands to your heart. Now we're going to come into goddess squat. So I want you to take your feet just outside your hips. They may even come off your yoga mat, and that's totally fine. Then you're going to turn your toes out. Oh, I would say about 33 degrees. I mean, it's just to what feels comfortable, just a little bit of an outward turn of your toes. Then hands on your hips or hands at your heart. And we're just going to start to sink down. The booty's going to go a little bit back into goddess squat. You might already feel those thighs, right? All right, so here we're going to take a little lift and lower. And at any point in time, you can just stay lifted or lower if you want to stop moving. Lower, lift, and lower. Let's go 2 more. Inhale, lift, and lower. 1 more, lift, pinch that booty together at the top, and exhale, lower into goddess, and let's hold it for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Exhale, fold forward, and then just heel toe your feet in a little bit, still outside your hips, and let your upper body get heavy. So this is called ragdoll. You might feel your booty reaching a little bit more toward the sky, your shoulders, your head, your fingers are heavy. And just take a couple breaths here, let go of any negative self-talk, settle back into the rhythm of your breath. All right, friends, bring your hands to your hips, and inhale, we're gonna lift all the way back up to standing. Nice. Let's bring your feet just under your hips now. We're gonna inhale, lift up to the sky with your hands, and exhale, sit your hips down and back, just like you're trying to sit down into a chair. And that's what this is called, chair pose. Now, if you really want to fire this up in your outer thighs, try to rip your mat apart with your feet so pinky toes start to pull out, and you're going to feel that start to fire pretty quickly. If you don't want to do that today, relax the feet a little bit. All right, chair pose. Let's take 1 more breath here. Good. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep your arms out, up and around. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's step the feet back out wide. Turn the toes out. We're going back into that goddess squat. So exhale, we're going to lower. And inhale, lift, squeeze. Lower. We got 3 more after this one. You got it. Lower. And lift. Lower. And lift. Last one. Lower. Hold it. Nice. Exhale, fold forward. Heel toe your feet just a little bit outside of your hips. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe let your belly come to rest all the way on your chest. I'm sorry, your belly on your side. Whew. Bring your hands to your hips and inhale, lift it back up. 1 more thing from standing, and we're going to head to the ground. So coming back to chair pose, we're going to bring the feet just under the hips. Inhale, lift your arms up, and exhale, sit your hips down and back. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to fire up a little bit more of the core leg area, we're going to come up on the toes and lower. I call it the skier jump. Woo, and lower. We're going to go for 3 and lower. 2 and lower. And last one and lower. Nice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, circle sweep your arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Let's go ahead, and I want you to come on down to your belly. So you could pass through a down dog, you can lower slowly, or you can just come on to hands and knees, and then just make your way down to your belly. We're going to take a few locust poses. So I want you to imagine you have a zipper between your thighs, so you're pulling those inner thighs together. Bring your hands down to your hips. And then when you inhale, imagine you have a lemon right between your shoulder blades. You're going to squeeze that together and lift. Nice. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, squeeze, and lower. We'll go for 3 more. Keep those legs zipped together. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Make a little pillow with your hands. Let your chin or your cheek rest. Now release the booty. Let that zipper go. Just let your legs be soft. And take a few rounds of breath. You might notice your heartbeat is beating pretty fast. Your breath might be a little choppy, but just stay with it. Don't rush to change it. Just let it slow down by itself. All right, everyone. Now, if you have a block, I'm going to have you grab it. If you don't, it's totally okay. But if you have a block, I want you to take the block and just put it in between your calves and come back to lay on your back. So you're just kind of propping yourself up on your elbows here. Now, if you don't have the block, just again, re-engage those inner thighs. We're going to do some hamstring curls. So press your belly into the floor, and then we're going to curl the knees toward the booty and lower. Curl and lower. Curl. Keep that front belly pressing into the ground. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Curl it up. Nice. Release. And you can just set that block off to the side, and we're going to make our way onto our back. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to sweat a little bit, right? All right, let's come onto our backs. Go ahead. Let's just release that low back a little bit. Pull the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe you gently rock from one side to the other. All right, now we're going to get into that lower abdominal core. So we're going to bring the toes to the ground. Soles of the feet rest. Now come right to your low back, your low belly, just below your belly button. And I want you to start to just press the lower back. So a lot of us will have a little gap in our low back that lifts up from the ground. Press that down into the ground. And when you do that, you will feel some of that core start to engage. You can keep your hands on your belly, or you can bring your hands to your side. All we're going to do is a little march here. So keeping the belly and the back glued to the floor, we're going to lift the right toes and tap them down. Left toes and tap. Lift and tap. Now you can keep going just like this, or you can lift your head off the floor like you were doing a crunch, and then you just keep marching. Lift and lower. You'll start to shake, but that's okay. So maybe today it's just on your back, lifting one foot at a time. Maybe you're ready, lift the head and keep going. You're doing awesome. All right, last one. And release. Totally relax. Just let your hands fall to the side and take a couple of breaths. All right, we're going to do one more thing for this lower core and a little bit of work for your brain. So let's start bringing the hands up toward the ceiling. So imagine like you were doing a tabletop on the ceiling. You're going to lift your knees up in a 90-degree angle. Now, engage that low back so it presses down into the ground. Nice. Now I want you to straighten your left foot forward and then bring it back to center. Right foot, only go as far as you can go without lifting that low back. And then just keep lifting and lowering. All right, great. Next time your knees come together, pause. You're going to add the arms. So left foot goes forward, right hand goes behind, and then back to center. Right foot goes forward, left hand behind, center. This is great cross brain firing, and just keep going. This is actually called dead bug, but keeping that low back glued to the floor. Nice. We'll go just a couple more. Last one. Good. Lower your feet. Take a big full body stretch. All right, we're going to bend the knees. Hands come by your sides. We're through with the core. We're going to stretch it out just a little bit. So pull your right knee in, grab on behind your thigh, and then just start to straighten. A little hamstring stretch. You want to keep working that core. You can lift your head up off the floor. I'm just going to keep mine on the ground this morning. Maybe you point and flex. We're going for just a little stretch in that hamstring. We work those hammies this morning. Good. All right, I want you to bend this leg, bend this knee, right ankle on top of left knee. Figure 4. So you could stay right here if you're getting a nice little hip stretch in your right hip. Or maybe you lift the left foot off the floor, pull that right knee a little more in towards your chest. Soften your shoulders. Come back to your breath. Notice the sensation you're having in this right side of your body. It's a good one if you sit a lot. You can actually even do this in your chair at work. All right, ladies, release that left foot if you lifted it. Uncross the ankle, bring the right foot to the floor. We'll pull the left knee in toward the chest. Maybe you grab on behind your left thigh, and then just start to straighten. Getting a little hamstring stretch, maybe all the way up into the calf. And then again, if you want to keep that core working, you can stay lifted. If not, just soften your shoulders. There you go. Now bend your left knee, cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. And then find your figure 4. So maybe you lift the right foot, pulling that left knee in a little bit closer. And breathe. All right, friends, lower the right foot if you lifted it. Bring the soles of both feet to the ground. Walk your feet wide and just let your knees fall together. You're going to take just a few minutes of rest. Let your arms come out wide. Settle back into the rhythm of your breath. You might even close your eyes. Or just find a spot on the ceiling to rest your gaze. And then start to notice your face. Relax your face. Let your shoulders melt into the ground. Relax your arms and your fingers. Soften your belly. Let it be just like Jell-O. Let your legs get heavy. Your knees really fall together. All the way down to your feet. Giving yourself permission to just rest for a few minutes. All right, everyone, start to wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. Maybe let your knees rock from side to side. That might feel really lovely. And then if you want to walk out into your day with some energy, take a big full body stretch and a big breath in. And a sigh. Let your mouth. And then just make your way back to seated. Oh, ladies, thank you so much for joining me this morning, but most of all, investing in yourself this morning. So if you're interested in what's going on with Lisa King Yoga, the best way to know is to follow my website. It's just lisakingyoga.com. That's a great place to know what's going on. I also have a Facebook group called My Yoga Divas. So I'm going to add you guys to that group, and that's just where I let you know of upcoming free events or paid events or things that I have going on online and around Lexington. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm out there if you're in Kentucky. And I'll see you back here in this Zoom space soon. Bye.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.